Encryption is an essential part of any cybersecurity strategy to defend against cyber attacks that target two types of digital data: data at rest and data in transit. In today's business landscape, it's virtually impossible to operate a company without transmitting or storing sensitive data, making data encryption an essential element of business operations. Hey all, I'm Corey McCraw, the VoIP and UCaaS subject matter expert at Fit Small Business. Data encryption is critical for small businesses, which is why we created this guide to help you understand some of the most important aspects for storing and transmitting your data. As usual, if you're watching this video on YouTube, you can find a full written breakdown of data encryption in the description box. Encrypted data, commonly referred to as ciphertext, is one of the most popular and effective data security methods companies use today. Data encryption encodes information that can only be accessed or decrypted using a designed encryption key. The primary function of encryption is to protect digital data, either at rest or in transit, from being stolen or accessed by unauthorized people. Much like states of matter, data exists in multiple states and quickly changes state based on the need for the data. For example, customer service agents handling a client concern need access to confidential information that would otherwise have been stored in a static database. Before finalizing your security strategy, it's important to first understand the differences between these two states of data in transit and at rest, and appreciate the unique security challenges posed by each. Let's begin by defining the two types of digital data. Data at rest refers to data residing in computer storage in any digital form, while data in transit is specific to information being transferred or in motion. Zeroing on data at rest, this is data stored in a storage device, such as a laptop or a hard drive. This data is particularly vulnerable because hackers find this data more valuable, as this is often confidential information, like financial documents and contracts. On the other hand, data in transit is considered equally valuable because it requires additional security protocols to protect it. Examples of this include information traveling across messenger apps like WhatsApp or Zoom. Data in transit is a prime target given this exposure as it travels across networks and the internet. Data is exposed to risks regardless of whether it's in transit or at rest. As such, we'll be discussing the best practices to observe when encrypting your data. Unprotected at-risk data makes it vulnerable to attack. Encryption is one of the most effective and robust data protection methods across endpoints and networks. Encryption of at-rest data provides additional security and maintains data integrity, with protection spanning multiple devices. However, it's important to note that encryption makes data recovery more cumbersome and comes with maintenance and upgrade costs. To protect data at rest, it's recommended that enterprise encrypt sensitive files and entire disk drives before storing them. It's best to separate keys from the data and keep them offline to make them less vulnerable to hackers. Access should be governed by robust protocols that include private logins and regularly scheduled key rotations. Ensure that device protocols have access barriers to prevent unwanted access. Lastly, another measure to take is limiting users' direct access by using a dashboard instead of granting direct data access for queries. Effective measures for protecting in-transit or active data are necessary because the information is often less secure when moving. One of the most effective ways to protect data is by using encryption. Encryption of data in transit prevents unauthorized data access and reduces the potential for attack and data interception. However, it's important to remember that the strength of encryption depends on all parties' cooperation. Also, there are limitations on the extent to which metadata, sender, recipient, and date is hidden. In addition to encryption, best practices protecting data in transit include vigilantly updating security policies based on realities. Protect networks by using firewalls and network access control. And automate protection by setting up spam filters, firewalls, and malicious file sharing detection. Lastly, in addition to encryption, security requires strong passwords with a minimum of 8 characters containing a combination of letters, numbers, and special symbols. VoIP encryption happens in 3 steps. First, the establishment of a secure connection during a call. Then the body of your audio is broken down into data packets sent through an SRTP secure real-time transfer protocol. The third and final step entails unpacking the packets once your message arrives at the destination. This entire process happens within milliseconds, between when you speak and when a caller hears you. Protecting enterprise data remains a top business priority, and many small businesses are utilizing VoIP services to lower the risk of cyber attacks. When configured correctly, VoIP phones are generally more secure than landlines. While VoIP, like other business phone systems, is subject to security threats and risks, teams mitigate this by working with a provider offering secure and encrypted services. Most businesses, from solopreneurs to full-fledged call centers, are considering or transitioning to cost-effective, feature-rich VoIP telephone systems. Choosing a provider all boils down to their features and security protocols. Other indicators of solid security are having multiple data center locations and advanced account management. Ask about the provider's accreditations, such as the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, or HIPAA, Payment Card Industry PCI, or ISO IEC 20071, and compare them to your needs. In addition to VoIP data encryption, here are other criteria to keep in mind when selecting your VoIP provider. First, choose one that falls within your budget. VoIP lines typically run between $15 to $30 monthly per user. Secondly, since VoIP runs over the internet, outages are possible, so you want a reliable service. Opt for providers that offer at least 99.9% uptime guarantees. Next, select a platform with the needed features and capabilities. Key elements may include automated attendance, business messaging, call forwarding, and analytics. Next, your phone system is the crux of your communications. Assessing each provider's built-in third-party integrations and scalability is critical to seamless and productive operation. Let's take a look at some of the frequently asked questions about VoIP data encryption. How do small businesses avoid getting hacked? Minimize the possibility of getting hacked by developing a cybersecurity plan and selecting providers that offer quality encryption services. Measures that can be included in your data privacy protocols include using strong passwords, enabling two-factor authentication, security protocol training, and banning the use of public connections to access sensitive company data. Does GDPR require encryption of data at rest? The General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, is a European Union law that protects an internet user's privacy and security while browsing websites online. However, it doesn't necessarily require at-rest data encryption. Encryption is more than a regulatory compliance issue. It reduces the probability of a successful breach protecting your business, employees, and clients. Protecting your data also helps you avoid costly fines and damage trust. How do I secure my VoIP network? Secure your VoIP network by choosing a VoIP provider with extensive security protocols and encryption in transit and at rest, in addition to other essential VoIP business phone features. Furthermore, your organization is responsible for safeguarding passwords, monitoring access, reviewing call logs, deactivating inactive accounts, and using a VPN for remote staff. What are the most secure encryption techniques? Whether you're securing data at rest or data in transit using encryption, AES and Rivest Shamir Alderman RSA are the most common and trusted encryption techniques. AES encryption is used for in-transit and at-rest encryption, while RSA is typically used for transmitting data between two endpoints. Any disruption to your system, including business phone misuse, breaching, or theft, could be one of your greatest liabilities, which is why data protection and privacy are non-negotiable. Breaches and data theft under your watch will result in long-term loss of customer trust and reputation damage. As attackers find increasingly innovative ways to steal information, companies are responsible for safeguarding personal data. Data encryption at rest and in transit is a must-have security protocol for all online business communications, including VoIP services. Your VoIP system and provider are crucial in ensuring data protection, whether at rest or in transit. Having both data at rest and data in transit encryption strengthens data protection. Before choosing a provider, inquire about its data privacy protocols and compliance with data regulations. Thanks again, everybody.